welcome to today's video. Those of you that are new to my channel, hi, my name is Maria, and today I'm going to do some swatches and a try on of the new Dior monos that I got. I got them from Selfridges and I picked up 6 of them, and I got 2 mattes, a velvet, a satin, a metallic and a glitter. And the shades I picked up were Black Bow, Rosewood, Copper, Denim, Gris Dior and Gold Star. So this is the packaging that it comes in. It has 2 grams of product, and I think the shelf life is 6 months from date of opening, which isn't very long, but I keep my eyeshadows a lot longer. They seem to last and I don't have any issues with them. The packaging looks like this, so they are quite small. Has the Dior in the front. It's the plastic packaging, and you press in to open them, and then you have a little mirror inside, and then you've got the plastic covering and one of those small brushes, which I will take out because they always fall off. I haven't touched these or swatched them in any way yet. I have photographed them for Instagram and also done a short video clip on them for Instagram as well. So I'm just taking the plastic covering off this one. This one is the metallic, and this is the number 045 in Gris Dior. Really, really pretty. So I've been deciding, I am going to do a look with a couple of these shades today, and I've been deciding which ones to use. I think I'm probably, depending on what they swatch like, but I'm probably going to use this one and possibly Black Bow as well, because sometimes blacks can be a bit difficult to blend, and I want to see how that one blends out and looks on the eyes. And so you get an idea of the size of these monos. I've also got a Dior quint in front of me, and probably most of you are familiar with the size of that. So these are them side by side. You can see how small the mono is. So I'm going to swatch these on my arm. I think that's probably the best place for you to be able to see them. This is the lightest part of my body, and a lot lighter than my hand. They're still quite, well, they're not tanned, but I just think that this part is lighter and you'll be able to see the swatches more clearly. So I'm going to start off with the mattes, and then I'm going to do the velvet, and then I think the satin, and then the metallic, and then finally the glitter. So here we have these first 2 are the mattes, and this is Black Bow and this is Rosewood, and these felt really smooth going on. This one here is Copper, and that's a velvet, and unusually, even though this one's described as a velvet, the mattes felt smoother going on my arm than the velvet one. This one here is a satin, and this one is denim, and then this one is the metallic, and this is the Dior Gris, and then finally we have the pressed glitter, which is Gold Star. So I was looking at the Dior quints that I have. I only have 4 of them, and seeing if any of the shades were quite similar. The shade Denim for the mono is completely different to the Dior quint. So I'll show you the Dior quint. Just got to take those brushes out so they don't fall out. So here are the blues in the Denim quint. The lightest blue, and really it's more of a teal shade, is completely different to the Dior mono, but I'll just swatch it. I will do these on the back of my hand side by side so you can see, but they really are completely different. The Dior denim mono is like a light sort of denim blue. So even though they do have a similar type of finish, this is the Dior mono denim. So this is just your normal sort of light blue, and this is the Dior quint in denim, and this is that teal colour. So they really are quite different. And I was just having a look to see whether any of the other colours that I've got in the monos may be similar to the quints that I have. And really the only other shade that I may have in a quint or could be similar, and that is the mono, and that is the matte one in Rosewood. And I have the two quints here. I don't know whether they're different finishes for a start, because the Rosewood is in matte. There is the Jungle quint that I have, this one here, and there is the shade, but it's not very similar to Rosewood really. It is a lot lighter. And then the other quint that I have is Mitza, and again this is a different finish, and possibly this shade here may come close. But I will swatch them on the back of my hand just so you can see them side by side. So this is the Dior Mono in Rosewood. This one is from the Jungle quint, and that is a lot lighter. And as you can see, these two have the different finish. These are more of satin finish compared to the matte. Although with swatching them on my hand, these mattes are super smooth. And this one here is from the Mitza quint. So they are all a little bit similar, but different enough so you can get a different look on your eyes. So for the eye look today, I'm actually going to use 3 shades. I was initially probably only going to use 2, and that was the matte shade Black Bow and then the metallic shade in Gris Dior. But because the velvet shade, that was the one Copper, yes, Copper, the velvet shade, didn't feel as smooth as the mattes. I'm just really intrigued to see whether it will blend really well on my eyes and see how that looks. So I'm going to try and incorporate all these 3 colours. So I'm going to start off with the Copper shade. This is the finish that's in velvet. I'm going to take my Rephr number 14 brush and start with that. There is a little bit of kick up, but nothing too major. And normally I don't tap my eyeshadow off very often, but I am going to with this, just a little bit so I don't get too much fallout. I don't know how these 3 colours will look once I've done the final look, but I just want to give these 3 different finishes a try out and see how they go. So this is blending out really well. It didn't feel as smooth as the mattes, but it has quite a bit of payoff and is just blending out really, really easily. So using the same colour, I'm going to take my Rephr number 3 brush and put some on the lower lash line. I don't think I said in when I started the video, but I have got my foundation on, powder, I've got a little bit of bronzer, and I've done my eyebrows, and I also put some eyeshadow primer on as well. I'll probably go over this under my eyes with the Black Bow colour as well, but I just want to see how it performs under my eyes. Now, as we get older, the skin under here is even perhaps more looser than the skin on your eyelids. You've got issues with lines, but it seems to be going on really, really lovely, really smooth. Right, so now I'm going to use the matte shade in Black Bow. Now, the one that I just used, the Copper shade, is pretty pigmented, so I'm going to assume, and from the swatch on my arm, that this is as well. So I'm going to use a Rephr number 15 brush. It's sort of a little bit more fluffy, so hopefully it won't go too crazy, the colour. So I'm just going to lightly go in, and I'm going to put this on the outer corner of my eye and just above here a little bit, and we'll see how this black shadow blends. So with the lightest tap into the pan, that's how much pickup you get. So it is quite a lot. And it is a lot. So I'll just keep concentrating in this area and just try and smoke it out. I probably could use some of that shade on my other eye as well.
We got a brand new day. Good love is on the way, and if you take my hand, I'll walk with you.
Now I didn't tap this off, and there doesn't seem to be any fallout, which is good, especially with ones like me that I put my foundation on first. So definitely going for the smoky look today. This matte eyeshadow, this black, really blended out very beautifully. It is very pigmented, but it blended out, and I still just brought some across my lid towards the inner part here, and you can see it has lightened out and given a bit of a slight gradient. They're really, really pretty and really gorgeous eyeshadows. You can still just see up here the copper eyeshadow that I put on as well. So now I'm going to put some more of the black bow, the shadow I just used, with my Rephr brush, and put some under my lower lash line, just not maybe all the way round, but just on the first third or first half. So I'm going to take the same Rephr number 3 brush and just go back into that shadow. Now because it was so pigmented, I am going to give it a bit of a tap off. I just don't like to get any eyeshadow powder in my eyes. And I'm going to take my Sonia G Blender Pro brush and just lightly go under that, just to slightly soften it out. Now I'm going to stop recording for about 10 or 15 minutes. My husband's decided it's going to be a good time to get the lawnmower and mow our lawns. So I'm going to be back in about a quarter of an hour. It's taking a bit longer than 15 minutes. I've been waiting, well, I've made a cup of coffee, sorted out a couple of other things. Been about half an hour. Can you hear it in the background? That's all right. I'll just finish my coffee. So I think he's finished now. There's still a few noises going on, but I'm going to carry on, and I'm going to line my upper lash line with the colour Black Bow, and I'm going to use my Hourglass number 10 brush for that.
We got a brand new day. Good love is on the way, and if you take my hand, I'll walk with you.
So now I'm going to use the third shade, and this is the metallic one, and this is the Gris Dior one. I think it's called Gris Dior. Yes, it is. It's 045. And I'm going to take the Sonia G Builder 3 brush and pack some of this in from the inner corner right across to the, about in the middle of my eyelid, and see how that looks. It looked really beautiful on the swatch on my arm. A really gorgeous colour.
Have you ever been in love? Dove in from high above, and if the answer's no, well then I'd like to get to know you. And though I know.
So that's the metallic shade on. It's really gorgeous. I love it. Could probably get even more payoff just by using your finger, but it's plenty using the Sonia G brush that I did, and it's just super pretty. I really, really love it. All of these shades, the metallic, the matte, the velvet, all have just blended really beautifully. And also when I used the black matte to line my upper eyelid, it went on really well and has defined my upper lash line really good as well. Some don't, and I didn't get any powder. Even if I tap it off, sometimes I still get a bit of powder that goes into my eyes, and I have quite sensitive eyes, but this didn't do that at all. So I just think it looks really, really gorgeous. So now I'm going to put on mascara, blush, lipstick, maybe a bit of highlighter, and then I'll be back with the finished look. So this is the finished look. What do you think? I just love this metallic shade. I think it is stunning. And against that matte colour, the black bow, really, really beautiful. And I don't know whether you can see, but I can still see the copper shade, the velvet shadow that I put up, and all together they actually look really, really good. These blended beautifully. I think you could get even more payoff with the metallic, but just by using your finger. But as it is using the Sonia G brush, I think it's really, really beautiful. So overall, I'm really happy with these monos. I think they're gorgeous. They are just as good as the Dior quints that I own. Just really, really beautiful. If you want to see me do more looks with some of the shadows that I didn't use, because I'm quite interested to see how I can use that denim color in an overall eye look. I think that would be really pretty as well. So let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see some more looks with these Dior monos. I'm more than happy to do that. I can either put them on another video or pop them up on Instagram for you to have a look at. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you next time. Bye.